Thabo Mpofu, CEO and founder of Kimbo Group. Welcome.
I've always wanted to run my own business. It's something that I say to myself. I think I realized it in grade 10. It only started kicking in when I was like in second year varsity. That dude, you'd wanted to start your own construction company. This is what you had wanted to do with the company. It's so funny that even today, where I'd typed and wrote my dreams at that time, I still have it. It was in a flip file. My grandparents were commercial farmers. They are still commercial farmers. That has been their life. From a young age, I think I was put in the forefront to say, learn about these things, even though I didn't take them serious at some point. But as time went by, I found myself indulging and trying to find more about entrepreneurship. And I should say, over the years, it has made me learn a lot. It has also made me make mistakes that I've learned from. It has also taken me a step further and closer.
When you say you had the opportunity to make mistakes, like I remember in Shoe Dog, Phil Knight talks about this, that we can fail. Let's fail fast.
Yeah, true.
Let's fail fast so that we learn and become better at it. Has that been the same for you?
Yeah, it has been the same for me. My journey wasn't so simple. I mean, at one point, I got academically excluded. I had to stay away from school for a year, come back and say to myself, listen, you have to continue within this journey. You still have to fight the good fight. And still after that, try and put myself into the right channels, try and put myself into the right places so that I am easily available for more opportunities that will take me to the next level. Look, the most beautiful thing is once you figure out what the bigger picture is for yourself or what you're trying to attain in life, it's always quite easy. You might twist and turn, take a right, but at the end of the day, you are still going to go back into that path where you want to travel so that you can reach that place. But normally it's not reaching it. It's not always about reaching a place, but it's making sure that that vision that you have is manifested into the bigger thing more than what you had thought it was going to be in the beginning. I don't know if I made that clear. So I've had to learn to say there are certain things that you shouldn't fight for a very long time. Let them go so that you can move on to something else that's much more better, or something else that will take you somewhere else or deviate you from what you're currently in. So just like Philip and I said, learn fast.
So what can you say to somebody that is wanting to go into business in South Africa today? What would your advice be to them or for them?
Well, wow. I would first tell them they need to realize that this is something that is great. It can be great beyond their imagination, first of all. And then I'll go back to one thing that I learned when I was quite young in primary school. I went to an all boys primary school. They used to say this saying because it was an all boys, quick here like a man. I never understood what it meant up until maybe I was in like high school, what it really meant. So in life, when you are trying to attain anything, it's either you are in it fully or you are not. If you're not, don't do it. Business is quite interesting. It can get very emotional. It can get very fun. It can get very profitable. Business can be anything that you make it, as long as you are willing to go down the road. There is a lot that is required of you. So if you are that person who's very passionate, mostly about yourself, who can be disciplined, a person who can be sustainable, I think business is for you. To motivate you, quit here like a man. If you know you can do it, you can do it. Hi, my name is Thabo Mpofu. I'm the founder and CEO of Kimbo Group. These are our services that we offer. General building construction, civil engineering, concept designs, implementation, structural analysis, or any form of investigation or reporting, we are more than willing to help you.
I want to touch on this book. I know you said you want to borrow it and you just think like it's going to contribute towards your growth.
So much.
So I asked the book, and it's The Power of Now. Still linking to relationships, because relationships are important. That I spend a lot of time now doing personal development. Like I read books, I read business books, I read self-development books, because I find that when you do read personal development books, you reflect.
True.
You take a breather like, oh my gosh, could this be me?
Yes. Yeah, it could be me. Yes.
It could be me. And it's not pointing fingers, but it's just so that I am so comfortable in my space. I'm aware. Yes, that's the word. I'm self-aware.
You are woke, my sister. Yeah, you're woke.
Like I'm self-aware. And reading this book talks about how we're able to live in memory and live in anticipation. I forget that the actual real time that I have is now.
Yeah, that's true.
That future doesn't exist. That past doesn't exist anymore. It's all in my memory.
Yeah.
But I've got now. So how do I train my mind and my thoughts to I love this, to be an observer of your thoughts?
So, the mind is a tool that can be very good of use, but sometimes it can take you ingakufaka nje intabeni ngesizulu asisho nje kanjalo. So it's always important to master how you think, how to control your mind, what to say to your mind, what to take out of your mind at certain times. I'd like to make this example based on what you say. Everybody has got a dream. They've got a vision of how they want certain things to be in life, or whether is it that day where you hit big in life, you buy that big house, you start your family. Everybody has that in their memory bank. Needless to say though, that's just a day that's going to come. You have to think about it constantly. It's a reminder so that it can give you the fuel to get to that point. But at the end of the day, you always have to step back and say to yourself, as much as this is what I want, there are also other bigger aspects of my life that I need to focus on. Like, for instance, I realized my leadership skills were hanging by a thread at one point, and I was doing well in other things. I say to myself, as much as I can get into my head and into my space and say, yes, this is the day I'm going to get this, what I also need to leave some time or create some time to also go and take care of my leadership skills, to get into my mind, because the mind is very vast. That's when you get to think to yourself, okay, what exactly am I not doing well? What's the style that I've adopted? From there, you start breaking things down, and you are definitely going to get an answer. So reading is it's a good exercise for you to get yourself to that level of thinking, that brilliant way of creativity. If you want to be more creative, there's just so much that you can put yourself into and just devour all that knowledge, and that knowledge can take you somewhere else. In the past, I've read, most of my interests are always on business, leadership, growth, or just personal growth to say. And sometimes it's just a matter of just having fun, just reading for fun, you know. I've read the likes of Shomu. You know, it was an interesting book. It wasn't anything to teach me about,
Oh, wow.
you know, but most of these books that I've read, it's leadership, it's personal growth. They've taken me a step ahead. For instance, let me tell you a book that I so love. It's so dear to my heart because this is one of those books that I pay for a lot of money. Even up to today, I still have it on my phone. It's Shoe Dog by Philip Knight. It speaks more of the journey of the entrepreneur. And I'll be honest, there isn't any much skill that I learned from the book, but I am now easily quick to identify certain aspects of a journey in business to say, okay, if things are this way, maybe let me try and be creative in this way, because somebody was once in this journey and they had this. For instance, I want to let you know about something. The owner of Nike opened his company. It was operational for almost 10 years. This guy was not making any profit. He was just making money enough to pay his bills, pay his mortgage, pay his kids' school fees. And he felt like at one point he still had to go back to school. So I took that from the book because it made me realize, because at one point in my entrepreneurial journey, I was stuck there where I had been working, I had been putting everything in place so that I can take my business and myself to the next level, but it was just not happening. And it wasn't that I wasn't doing everything in my hands. I was putting myself out there, but sometimes it's just about timing. And when your timing is right, that opportunity will come through for you. And when that opportunity comes, you monetize it, you take yourself to the next level. So reading is the best. It never stops.
I know that growing up, you have had exposure to leadership. Like at school, you have been a head boy at some point. You still play rugby as a sport. And I know that sport requires a lot of discipline. How has the ability for you to remain disciplined in other things contributed to you being disciplined in your business and entrepreneurial journey?
Discipline is everything. Discipline is in your business, it's in your personal life. But let me just take you through this. In sport, you are required to train a certain number of times so that you can be fit enough maybe to play a sport. For instance, rugby. I played recently I've been playing for Wits University. I'm still playing even this year. Throughout this journey, I've had to be disciplined. When it's off season, I condition my body. I make sure that I keep fit so that when it's in season, I don't really struggle going back into training phase or anything like that. But it starts with the smaller things. The smaller things like waking up every day, having that workout session. After that workout session, if you're going to meditate, have a prayer, then you have your breakfast. From there, you go on with your day with everything that you have planned. If you discipline yourself to do that, perform that morning routine every day, you are truly going to be blessed. You are truly going to go very far. And I'm thankful to everybody who's been part of my journey, everybody who has contributed so much to me. This is Thabo from Kimbo Group, and that's what's up.
Unanimous decision, Kimbo